Hey everybody, this is Hayes Billy Crute for another episode of Lunkers and Bucks. The channel's all about helping displaced outdoorsmen, people who like to fish, hunt, that have been displaced, maybe never really hunted or fished, want to get out, don't know where to go. My job is to show you some nice areas in Tidewater, Virginia, where you can hunt, fish legally, and give you some tips on everything I've done over the last 20 years. What we're doing here is I'm using pool noodles to set out some baits as the tide comes in. There's only one way in, one way out of this small pond that's about 2 to 3 feet deep in the lower spots till about 6 feet at low tide. And essentially, there's catfish in here, there's bass. I think there's going to be some freshwater gar. Who knows? All kinds of crazy stuff in here. I like to use pool noodles because it increases my odds of catching fish. I'll put out about 7 or 8 of these with different types of bait. Today I'm using cut brim that I caught another day, and I'll set these out here. And I'll also use a couple floaters, what I call, basically no weights, and allow the tide and the wind to push them around. Now, whenever you're using noodles, first thing you need to know is make sure you put the float out first, then the hook, then the sinker. Doing it the other way, you got a good shot of getting a hook caught in your leg as you're tossing it out. As you can see, I've got a few noodles out right at the mouth of the entrance. Again, right here, it's a foot to 2 feet tops at low tide, and it's pretty low. Gorgeous day. It's middle of July, super hot. But there's a lot of bait activity out in the center. And my idea is, as the tide comes in, it's going to bring in some other fish, and they're going to run right into some bait. As you can see the bottom right there, so it's real tight. As the day moves on, it'll come up about 2 to 3 feet. All this mud you see here will be underwater. I always use a paddle to kind of tell me how deep it is. So it's about 5 foot right there. It's a nice little hole, and it's on the other side. So I'll throw in a noodle here just as a one-off. Uh, you never know where you're going to find fish. Yeah, I don't know if you could see that, but that's a gray egret. A minute ago, two of them came flying in and sat on either edge of the entrance. Whenever I see birds, I get real excited because they know where the fish are at. And two of them just came flying in right there. Oh, look at that. That's why I like using pool noodles. That thing just took off. Now I got to go chase it down. And that's the idea. It lays flat, and then when you get a fish, it jerks it down and pops up, and man, it is on. You like kayak and a little bit more excitement to your fishing, try chasing down a fish. At the end of my paddle, I've got a hook on both sides that allows me to grab the line at a distance, and sometimes I just miss it like I did there. But look at that thing take off. Let's see what we got. Oh, fuck. Yeah, this was one of my floaters that allow the wind or the tide to carry it. The only problem is you can't set the line, so it either takes it or it doesn't. I'm using circle hooks, which work pretty good. But man, it does add some excitement to your day chasing those things down. It's a beautiful day out there. I don't know if you can see it, but this has got another fish on it, and it is running straight for me. Kind of reminded me of the movie Jaws. Man, that thing was coming right at him. It's coming right at me. I don't know how that happened.
The
Man,
creak
my
of
heart rate
Jaws.
gets going faster and faster as it gets closer. It is trucking. What happened there? I was using an old piece of braid on this floater, and my paddle just cut the line. Should have stuck with mono. Killed me too. Got a feeling that might have been freshwater gar. They've got small mouths, and a lot of times you just don't get a good hookup. I'm using pretty decent sized circle hooks. Yeah, after that, I just decided to switch up and put top water on my rod, and we're going to see what else is out here at high tide. I think some fish have come in, and add a little action. Of course, I'm checking my buoys as I'm fishing with the rod. Now that the tide has come in, I've switched to doing a lot of fishing with the rod and reel, using top water, propeller, torpedo. Got a propeller on the back, great for making noise. I like to cover a lot of area real fast. Bottom fishing with plastic worms, stuff like that, just too slow for me. Again, I'm looking for volume. Bam, there we go. Yeah, he's pulling some line. Oh yeah. The great thing about treble hooks is they catch everything. And the bad thing about treble hooks, they catch everything. And I find the using a rag gives me better grip on the fish. Again, I mostly catch and release, so this little dab's going to be sent back. Again, this channel is mostly about helping people find places to hunt and fish that maybe moved from another area. Like Tidewater, Virginia is a big area for military. From all over the country, they don't know where to go. So this is off of the Intracoastal Waterway. Um, Free to anybody that wants to put a boat in. Great place to fish. Brackish water. Again, top water bait. Tidal, brackish. Again, brackish water. Everything you want to catch is in here. If you like that, please like and subscribe. Help me keep doing this. Let's see. Look at that. Good times.
Little dab.
So I usually like to end the day on a high note, so I'm starting to head back. Didn't bring a headlamp, and if it gets dark, there are other boats out there. So I'm going to get back before it gets too dark. So thank you for watching Lunkers and Bucks. Next video, we're going to be fishing in the saltwater of Chesapeake Bay for skates. So please like and subscribe. Next one's going to be fun.